While a Central Kentucky infant is recovering from serious injuries, the community is coming together.
A Lexington high school student is facing charges after police say he sent threatening texts. Why a national organization wants those charges upgraded.
Brody's cause for Luis Saez.
The road to the Kentucky Derby went through Lexington today. We'll tell you who's closer to earning a spot.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
We are in for a cold night. Thanks for staying up with WKYT. I'm Kristen Kennedy. We saw some winter-like weather today, and we're tracking a hard freeze tonight. We begin with WKYT's Mike Linden and the no-wait weather forecast.
You bet, Kristen. We did see some winter weather much earlier this morning. Some snow flurries along northern and eastern Kentucky. We even had a few pictures coming in from Magoffin County earlier this morning of a coating on the ground. Bear in mind, it is April. Totally not something that we should be seeing. It's not unheard of, but it is certainly quite rare. As far as temperatures go, it is going to continue to feel like the winter overnight tonight. Most spots right now at or just below freezing. 34 in Lexington, Montgomery County, and Rowan County at 32 degrees a pop. Not to mention those light winds, less than 10 miles per hour, are making it feel that much colder. How about 27 degrees in Lexington, 26 in Covington and Maysville? That's what it feels like this evening, and it will continue to feel quite cold because we're just not seeing any cloud cover. Just not going to see much of that overnight tonight nor into tomorrow, and that is going to make for, you guessed it, another freeze warning and hard freeze warning, this darker blue color. Both are in effect into Sunday morning as temperatures sit at or just below freezing. But coming up, I'll show you a slight bump to our temperatures for Sunday. It looks like that could hang around for Monday too. But coming up in about 10 minutes, I'll show you the trade-off that we'll make for the slightly warmer temperatures. Kristen?
Mike, he cannot cure her injuries, but he can help her family. A Lexington restaurant owner is holding a fundraiser this weekend for a Jessamine County family whose baby, police say, a babysitter severely injured. Nicholasville police have charged 34-year-old Aaron Thompson with criminal abuse. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner takes us to the fundraiser in our top story at 11.
He came home from work and his nanny filled him in on a terrifying but very real reality for a Central Kentucky family.
It's funny how life changes when you have, a child in your life and all of a sudden it's just how anyone could do something that to a defenseless child. It's beyond something I can even understand.
A 4-month-old baby recovering from serious injuries police say were caused by her babysitter. Many sickened at the thought.
You see so much, you kind of get numb to it, but then you see something like that with a child, and it brings it all home.
David Ramiro, owner of the SEC Sports Pub, decided he needed to do something to help. That's why 10% of all proceeds from the weekend will go directly to the family of the injured baby.
Not just about the expenses of the medical care and whatnot, but I mean, these are parents that are probably going to have to miss work for quite some time to be able to stand there and support their family and their daughter.
While many here at the SEC Sports Pub Saturday night didn't know they were coming for a fundraiser, they were happy to be able to do whatever they can.
Those poor parents have enough to deal with, and if financially it can help a little bit, I'm grateful.
The SEC Sports Pub hopes its efforts relieve some stress for the family.
It's been a really great weekend so far, even just as far as everyone having that positive vibe of helping.
In Lexington, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
If you want to help out the family, we've put the link to a fundraising page on our website, WKYT.com. A national organization wants a hate crime charge brought against the Lexington Catholic High School student accused of harassing and threatening another student because of his race. The local chapter of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People issued a statement tonight. The victim's mother says the 17-year-old, a teammate on the school's football team, sent him text messages threatening lynching and telling him to pick cotton to raise money for a school fundraiser. The case is a misdemeanor with the Fayette County Attorney's Office. The NAACP wants the county attorney to refer the case to the Commonwealth's attorney as a hate crime. Lexington police are still looking for a man wanted for a deadly overnight shooting. Police say 2 men were standing outside the Woodland Studio Apartments on Woodland Avenue around 2:30 this morning when someone came up to them and shot them. The Fayette County coroner says 28-year-old James Gordon died at UK Hospital. The second victim has not been identified, but police say he has non-life-threatening injuries. The owners of the apartment complex say the people involved do not live there, and police believe that those 3 do know each other. The shooting happened near UK's campus. Students told us they are concerned.
It's definitely a scary thing. It's definitely something to be aware about, concerned about.
You always see people walking around, and there's all the call button boxes if you need help.
The shooter police are looking for is about 5'11" with a heavy build, last seen wearing a yellow jacket. A man is recovering tonight after suffering serious injuries in a fire in Lexington. The fire started around 8:30 in an apartment complex on Lima Drive. They believe the man dropped a cigarette in his couch and the couch caught on fire. Firefighters say there were 2 men outside working on a car. They heard smoke detectors going off, and firefighters believe those detectors saved the man's life.
Being curious, they went inside and managed to find the apartment that was upstairs, back to the left, apartment number 6, I believe, where they could hear the smoke detectors going off in earnest. So they pounded on the door for several minutes before the gentleman finally answered the door.
Firefighters say people living in 2 of the units have to find another place to stay tonight. We do not have the name of the man injured. We have new information tonight on the state budget. House and Senate leaders plan to meet tomorrow to talk numbers. The 2016 legislative session is scheduled to end Tuesday. Budget negotiations have to reach a final agreement tomorrow in order for there to be a final vote Tuesday. The biggest issue is still cuts to universities and colleges. Republicans and Governor Matt Bevin want funding cuts of 9%. Democrats want none. Friday, the House said they could agree to a cut of 2%. The Courier-Journal reports tomorrow's talks will be behind closed doors. Here's some campaign 2016 news. Senator Bernie Sanders has picked up another win on the presidential trail. Sanders won the Wyoming caucus today. In terms of delegates, he tied Hillary Clinton. Sanders and Clinton will split the state's 14 delegates. Clinton has about 250 more delegates right now. If you include super delegates, she has about 74% of the number needed to win the Democratic nomination. Republicans in Kentucky's 1st and 6th congressional district have elected 3 people each as delegates to the Republican National Convention. Delegates in the 6th district chose Representative Andy Barr, Senator Ralph Alvarado, and Republican Party of Kentucky Treasurer Kathy Bell. Kentucky delegates' support of the first ballot at the convention will be based on last month's caucus. If no presidential candidate has enough delegates to secure the nomination, Kentucky's delegates can support anyone. 3 congressional districts will pick 9 more delegates next week. The state convention will select the final April 23rd. Keeneland is kicking off opening weekend with a big day of racing, including the Grade 1 Toyota Bluegrass Stakes. Valuable Kentucky Derby points were on the line today. WKYT's Lee K. Howard is in now with the race.
That's right, Kristen. 100 points as part of the road to the Kentucky Derby. We're on the line this evening in the $1 million Bluegrass Stakes. Coming down the stretch, it was Brody's Cause under jockey Luis Saez defeating My Man Sam, paying out $10.40 for the win, while punching a ticket to Churchill Downs for the Big Derby. After the race, trainer Dale Roman said that it's on to the Kentucky Derby with a real chance. Bluegrass Stakes taking place today and several other big Kentucky Derby prep races as well. We'll have much more on those coming up a little bit later in sports.
Coming up on WKYT, Keeneland wasn't the only busy track today. Kentucky Derby spots were on the line across the country. Who's going to Louisville is later in Game Time.
Shop FrankShoop.com from literally anywhere at any time that's convenient for you. Choose from hundreds of new and quality used vehicles, always priced competitively.
We have your best car deal online or on site at Frank Shoop in Georgetown.
Alt Smoke Vapor Lounge specializes in a variety of electronic devices and refill liquids. Let our team of experts help customize your vaping experience. Stop in and see why we are Lexington's premier vape lounge. Touch, taste, and feel the difference with Alt Smoke.
With a heavy-duty welded steel deck and patented smooth track steering, the Hustler Raptor zero-turn mower doesn't play around. It's got the power to turn your weekend to-do list into your weekend to-done list. The legendary Hustler Raptor family starting at just $27.99. Tools, not toys.
Get your Hustler mower at Pat's Garden Center in Stanford and Southern States Co-op of London.
Why should you get a new 4th generation Toyota Prius? More dramatically styled, more dynamic performance, more MPG, more safety, more technology, more environmentally friendly. Every inch of the new Prius is designed to make a difference. Right now, lease a 2016 Prius for just $239 a month. Why Toyota Prius? Why not? Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, America! I'm getting fired up for Golden Corral's new Fired Up Favorites. They're launching flavor to a whole new level. I'm heading there now! It's endless baby back ribs, wings, and tenders in bold new flavors like mango habaneros, sriracha, garlic parmesan, and classic buffalo. All for one low price. Rough flight, great landing. Fired Up Favorites only at Golden Corral, the best buffet in the USA.
When big news breaks, be the first to know. Download the WKYT News app and turn on push alerts. Breaking news at your fingertips when you need to know what's going on. Push alerts, now available on the WKYT News app.
Well, there's a big name in cars that we all know.
Shop FrankShoop.com. Choose from hundreds of new and quality used vehicles, always priced competitively.
We have your best car deal online or on site at Frank Shoop in Georgetown.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on Rewind 105.5. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Mike Linden.
April 9th, more like February 9th or even January 9th, depending on really what you want. Temperatures not feeling very spring-like at all, and conditions were not very spring-like at all today either. We saw some snow flurries earlier in the morning in northern and eastern Kentucky. Right now, though, on the Defender radar network, nothing. A whole lot of nothing. There's some cloud cover off to our west, but we still have to wait several hours for that to appear here in Kentucky. But what we can see is how deep south this cold air is that brought temperatures way down today. You can already see that cold penetrating parts of Georgia, South Carolina, almost to Florida, but no. It's not going to get cold in Florida this evening. Nonetheless, here in the bluegrass, we are seeing a shift in our winds. Almost all day today, we saw winds coming from the north. Right now, though, coming in from the northeast. So just give it some time and we will see those winds beginning to shift a little bit coming in from the west and the south, which should help with our temperatures getting a little bit of a boost up as we head into Sunday afternoon. Speaking of heading into Sunday, not the afternoon, but Sunday morning, a freeze warning in effect again for the bluegrass state. This darker blue color that you're seeing over eastern and southeastern Kentucky, even spots in southern Kentucky, this is a hard freeze warning, meaning that temperatures will not only be below freezing, but more than likely stay right around that upper 20s mark almost all evening and into the morning hours, close to about 9-10 o'clock tomorrow. Here's a look at your wind chill. It's not, again, not at all feeling like a spring evening, with temperatures feeling as if they're actually in the sub-freezing upper 20s. How about Wayne County? 21 degrees for our friends in Monticello. That is a cold, cold evening. Even in Lexington, 27 degrees to match what the state capital in northern Kentucky is looking at. Here's what we'll see, though, as we head into tomorrow. That cold start to the day, well, that's just it, a cold start to the day, because as we get into the afternoon and those winds begin to come in from the west and the southwest, temperatures get a nice bump up back to the lower 60s and upper 50s, but it's all the trade-off in the world of weather. Once we see the bump up in the temperatures, well, there's a good reason why that is. We have some moisture coming in. And of course, with the cold temperatures today and the warmer temperatures coming in tomorrow, we get instability. Rain showers, part of the forecast tomorrow afternoon. It looks like we could even be talking about some stronger storms moving in for Monday afternoon as well. So it's all a trade-off in the world of weather, especially here in Kentucky. That colder air will stick around for the early morning hours, but it looks like the active weather will pop back into the forecast tomorrow and for Monday. Just a few more bumps in the road after that, Kristen, and then we're finally back to normal by the end of the work week. Some sunshine and normal temperatures by next weekend.
So 60s normal, upper 60s?
Right around 68, 69 this time of year, but we're getting to that time of year when 70 is going to be normal. We'll be there next weekend.
Gonna feel great. It was a big day of horse racing across the country, including here in Lexington. WK has it next in Game Time.
Clark County leads the state in registered organ donors.
We know how important it is to try to help others.
Meet 2 organ recipients who are thankful for their county's push for more donors.
It definitely got me where I am today.
Asking for Organs, Monday at 6 on WKYT. Kentucky mornings start here. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
It's the 16th season of Lexington Legends Baseball in the Bluegrass. Get your tickets now and find out about all the stash-tastic promotions coming your way at LexingtonLegends.com.
There are 2 camps of DQ S'mores Blizzard lovers. Camp S'mores and the new Camp Oreo S'mores. Camp S'mores. Camp Oreo S'mores. Camp S'mores. Camp Oreo S'mores. Camp S'mores. Camp Oreo S'mores. A camp for the traditionalist and a camp for the adventurous. Which s'mores camp will you be in? Try the s'mores and new Oreo S'mores Blizzard treat today. This is fan food, not fast food.
Honda believes that your garage is what you make it. Looking good, Suzanne. So make it great with amazing deals on many Honda products, including the restyled Honda Accord. It's been on Car and Driver's 10 Best list a record 30 times and comes with a standard multi-angle rear view camera. The Honda Dream Garage sales event is happening now. Let's go. You got a garage to fill. Celebrate spring with a great deal on a restyled Accord. Now at your Honda dealer.
These creamery shakes are so rich and creamy.
I know. Finally a shake for an aficionado like myself.
Wait, you're a shake aficionado?
Not a shake aficionado. The shake aficionado.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, perhaps you could be one too. Go ahead.
It's a coolness. It's cold.
Okay, ice cream is cold. Stop the presses, guys. Ice cream is cold. Says Pete. Print it.
New slow-turned creamery shakes are here in premium flavors like bourbon brown sugar. And all shakes are half price after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
It's the 16th season of Lexington Legends Baseball in the Bluegrass. Get your tickets now and find out about all the stash-tastic promotions coming your way at LexingtonLegends.com.
And they're off. It was a big day of horse racing across the country and right here in town. Jordan Spieth keeps his lead in contact heading into Sunday at the Masters. The UK baseball team walks off a winner in grand fashion. And a pair of future Wildcats take on the world. It's all coming up next on Game Time. We are just under a month out from the Kentucky Derby, and today we get a much clearer picture of what the Derby field will look like with a trio of Grade 1 prep races, including the $1 million Bluegrass Stakes out at Keeneland. A field of 14 going a mile and an eighth. Kurt Becker has the call.
Keeps grinding away. Cherry Wine is running late on the outside. Brody's Cause at the 16th pole. Chased by Cherry Wine. My man Sam running huge from last, but Brody's Cause in front. Brody's Cause for Luis Saez to win the Toyota Bluegrass.
Brody's Cause for trainer Dale Romans takes it a photo finish for second. It's My Man Sam edging Cherry Wine. All 3 horses likely now pointed at the Kentucky Derby, but it was a big bounce back win for Brody's Cause.
He started off the 3-0 season really slow. I mean, to run so bad in the Tampa Bay Derby when I thought we were leading over a winner, it was discouraging. But if you went back to his first race, he ran terrible that day. I thought he was going to win. I think he's just a horse that needed a race. We're going into the Kentucky Derby in perfect form. He's already won on the racetrack, which is important, as you know, at Churchill Downs, and the further the better.
A field of 8 going to post at the Wood Memorial in New York. Outworked the favorite going to the post. Larry Coleman brings him down the stretch.
Is trying to come and get them. Tale of Saval is running a big one, and Adventus is closing through an opening on the inside into the final furlong. It is Outwork in front. Adventus trying to go for an upset up the rail. It is Outwork and Adventist. 1-2. They will decide the Wood Memorial. Outwork and Adventist. Here's the wire. Outwork and Adventist. Bob heads under the wire in the Wood.
So it's the favorite Outwork winning by a nose, but it was actually 81-1 long shot Trojan War, not Adventist, that was with him there on the rail and finished in second. Another Kentucky Derby spot was reserved in California in the $1 million Santa Anita Derby. Exaggerator the favorite and showing why down the stretch.
At the 8th pole, Exaggerator 5 lengths over Uncle Lino, More Spirit and Dancing Candy. But Exaggerator is finishing with conviction this afternoon. Exaggerator, an absolutely brilliant victory in the Santa Anita Derby over More Spirit, Uncle Lino and Dancing Candy fourth.
Exaggerator rallying to win the $1 million Santa Anita Derby by 6 1/4 lengths, beating 7-5 favorite More Spirit in the final showdown before the Kentucky Derby. Back at Keeneland, 5 fillies running in the Grade 1 Central Bank Ashland Stakes. Valuable Kentucky Oaks points on the line, and it was the come-from-behind finish.
Rachel's Valentina tries to respond. These two going at it down to the line, and a late run from Weep No More. Here's the line, Weep No More. From last to first, if it's Keeneland, beware of Rusty Arnold. Weep No More gets there for Corey Lannery.
Unbelievable. Nothing to cry about if you're holding that winning ticket, as Weep No More sprints to the lead at the finish, paying out 62-20 for the win. Rachel's Valentina and Catherine Sophia a close second and third. Kentucky football with its final scrimmage ahead of next Saturday's blue-white game. Today, the closed practice to the public and also closed to the media. Mark Stoops did not like what he saw from his offense. He said that it was the worst that they've looked all spring. Being more consistent has been the message all of spring. In practice today, it was just not there.
We've had our ups and downs in the spring, but today was a little bit more down than up. And, you could see, the coaches were very frustrated with us. And, we got to take that upon ourselves, and we got to do a lot better.
As long as there's competitive stuff going on, and if they break up a pass and a guy, and then the next one we make the great catch, that's what I didn't see today. I didn't see that competitiveness. I didn't see that contested stuff that's been going on. So we got to get that going on Tuesday.
Masters Saturday began with defending champ Jordan Spieth holding a one-stroke lead over Rory McIlroy. Spieth has held the Masters lead for 6 straight rounds dating back to last year, aiming to make it a 7th round heading into Sunday at Augusta National. Second hole, Spieth. Nice little birdie putt here. Moves to 5 under par. Spieth was rolling. McIlroy, well, the struggle was real. Par 4, 11th hole, Rory McIlroy in the pine straw, punches it out. Oh boy. Yeah, that one's going to find the water. McIlroy going the wrong direction on the leaderboard. 16th hole, Smiley Kaufman, former LSU golfer, just off the green. Excuse me, caddy, makes the birdie putt there. Kaufman in contention. Then on 15, Spieth bends it right into the hole for another birdie. Spieth, the fist pump as he extends his lead, moves to 6 under par, but he would struggle on the final 2 holes. 18th here, Spieth misses the bogey putt, taps in for the double bogey, falling to 3 under. So Spieth will try to lead the Masters from wire to wire, headed into Sunday with a slim 1-stroke lead. Smiley Kaufman right behind him. Langer and Matsuyama tied for 3rd. There's a 3-way tie at even par. Tough day for McIlroy. He drops to 2 over. And Kentucky and J.B. Holmes in the hunt at +3 in a tie for 13th. Future Wildcats, the Aaron Fox and Winion Gabriel teamed up in the Nike Hoops Classic. That's a little bit later. And when we return, for the Batcats, they walk off in grand fashion. Those highlights are next.
WKYT's Game Time is brought to you by Frank Shoup, Chevy, Buick, Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge, and by Cardinal, Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac.
Shop FrankShoup.com from literally anywhere at any time that's convenient for you. Choose from hundreds of new and quality used vehicles, always priced competitively.
We have your best car deal online or on site at Frank Shoup in Georgetown.
Lexington Overstock Warehouse is open this weekend for our Spring Savings Warehouse Sale. Get quality furniture and mattresses at incredibly low prices. Slush sectional $597. Restonic Queen Mattress and Box $248. Go to LexingtonOverstockWarehouse.com for more details.
Hi, I'm Travis Morgan with North Broadway Auto Sales. We've been in business for over 20 years, got over 200 cars in inventory, and thousands of happy customers.
At North Broadway Auto Sales, we never put GPS tracking devices on our cars.
Why pay $500 a month on another car lot when you come here and pay as low as $250 a month?
At North Broadway Auto Sales, everybody rides.
En North Broadway Auto Sales, todos manejan.
I love Spain. This food, the wine, the tapas. I want to stay here forever.
Well, we're not in Spain. We're home.
I know, but this food is so delicious. And those authentic ingredients and easy recipes from the Kroger Taste of Spain event really put me in a Spanish state of mind.
It's like a Spaincation.
Head to Kroger for authentic recipes, specially imported foods, and delicious meal ideas at the Taste of Spain event. Great food, low prices at Kroger.
It's early, and you need a breakfast built for work days, not weekdays. Say good morning to the $3 breakfast with the chicken and gravy breakfast burrito from your DQ. Our famous chicken strip plus eggs, cheese, and pepper gravy wrapped up in a warm flour tortilla, served with crispy hash browns and coffee, all for just $3. Now this is a breakfast built for work days. The chicken and gravy breakfast burrito, just one of our delicious $3 breakfasts, only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
98.1 The Bull.
First thing in the morning
and last thing at night.
Better country, 98.1 The Bull.
The best songs.
The biggest artists.
All in one place. 98.1 The Bull.
Internet shopping for a vehicle can be confusing, scary, and at times misleading, but not at frankshoop.com.
We have your best car deal online or on site at Frank Shoop in Georgetown.
Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $72 million. Kentucky baseball has won every SEC series so far this season, but up until last night, the Wildcats had not won the first game of a series in league play. Today, Kentucky with a chance to win the series, hosting Alabama. The score was tied at 1 apiece in the 8th. Cole Cottom doing his Masters impersonation. Golfs one towards short for the infield single. That'll score Luke Becker for the go-ahead run. Same score in the top of the 9th. Alabama's Will Haney ties things up with one swing of the bat. The wind stream carries it over the left field wall, tied at 2 apiece. Kentucky would load the bases in the bottom half with 1 out. Enter Riley Mahan. And he's going to make it a grand day. It is a walk-off grand slam for Mahan to win the series. A 4th straight series win for Kentucky. 6-2 the final in this one. Wildcats will play for the sweep on Sunday. 15th ranked Kentucky softball dancing in the dugout in a scoreless game. Bases loaded in the 7th. Silver Samuel sends the 0-2 pitch back up the middle to score the first run of the game. It's 1-0 Wildcats, and UK can close it out in the 9th. 2 outs, 2 on for LSU. Kelsey Nunley looking to go the distance. Nunley gets Bianca Bell looking for the final out of the game. You can just go ahead and sit down now. Wildcats will get the win. 1-0 over the 9th-ranked LSU Tigers. Game 2 is tomorrow. Following a tough loss on Friday, the Reds with a chance to get back in their winning ways this afternoon against the Pirates in the first. Eugenio Suarez fights off a single to right. Billy Hamilton scores from second. It's 1-0 Redlegs. Same inning, runners on the corners for Jay Bruce, who singles up the middle. Suarez comes in to score. 2-0 Cincinnati. Bottom of the 7th, now 3-1. Man on for Suarez, who launches one over the wall in center. That's a 2-run home run. Suarez goes 2 for 3 with a home run, 3 RBI, and 3 runs. Have a day. Reds win 5-1. A pair of Calipari recruits take on the world this afternoon. Highlights from the Nike Hoop Summit are next after the break.
Every year I operate thousands of hours. I'm turned on and off thousands of times. I keep you cool and I keep you warm. I have the best 10-year no-hassle replacement warranty around. No worries, no questions, no hassle. I am Comfort Maker. Go to comfortmaker.com today.
Jimmy Nash Homes is known for the beautiful community of Patcham Wilkes in the Reserve at Greenbrier, an estate community in the midst of beautiful horse farms with luscious green space. And we're excited about Andover Club Villas, luxury country club living at its best, and our first ever Jessamine County exclusive community, the Oaks at Cave Springs, soon to be one of Central Kentucky's most stunning neighborhoods. All of our homes in all 4 communities feature Anderson Windows and Doors, the most trusted name in windows and doors.
Your dream home starts here with us. We have something for everyone.
So come and see us.
19 pool tables and a full bar. Only at Silver Q on New Circle Road.
Being there. Day in, day out. That's loyalty. And it's worth something. Like savings on AAA auto insurance. Just for being loyal. Insurance that's not just insurance.
Lexington Overstock Warehouse is open this weekend for our Spring Savings Warehouse Sale. Get quality furniture and mattresses at incredibly low prices. Stylish sofa $297. All wood queen sleigh bed $177. Go to LexingtonOverstockWarehouse.com for more details.
When big news breaks, be the first to know. Download the WKYT News app and turn on push alerts. Breaking news at your fingertips when you need to know what's going on.
When I needed a new furnace, I did my research, found out that Comfort Heating and Air had the highest reviews on Google and Angie's List. So I went with Comfort Maker's 10-year no-hassle warranty. Do what I did, call the Comfort Man today.
You know, Kentucky weather is what it is. For those of us who've lived here our entire lives, we've just accepted the fact that we're never going to be able to control it. I remember growing up in Sayersville and wondering, what is it about Kentucky that makes our weather so ridiculous? And that passion to understand it has led me to where I am today. While I still can't control it, I sure as heck really understand it. I'm WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey, and I stand for Kentucky.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on Mix 94.5.
Some of the top high school talent from around the globe was in Portland today for the Nike Hoop Summit, including 2 future Wildcats. Point guard De'Aaron Fox and forward Winyan Gabriel, both playing for the USA Select team, taking on the world team. Fox, who was a little bit quiet at the McDonald's All-American game last week, stood out today. The steal and the dunk to put the U.S. up 10-0. After the timeout, Fox showing off that end-to-end speed. This is why they compare him to John Wall. UK target Marquise Bolden, also playing for Team USA, believed to be choosing between Kentucky and Duke. Fox setting him up for the easy dunk. See, don't you want to do that next year, right, Bolden? Gabriel, though, got in late. The catch, and there's Winyan Gabriel with the dunk. The U.S. gets the big win, 101-67. That's a big game. If you remember, that was the game last year where Jamal Murray had a huge game for the world team and jumped onto John Calipari and Kentucky's radar. Well, thanks for joining us once again for Game Time. That does it for this edition. Good night, Kentucky.